The vast expanse of the Indian Ocean and the South Pacific, waters that lap at Australia's shores, have become a stage for a display of military might. These waters, which have long been a tranquil and strategic buffer for Australia, are now witnessing an unprecedented level of naval activity. The serene waves and the endless horizon, once symbols of peace and isolation, are now the backdrop for a growing tension that has captured the attention of the world. Chinese warships, far from their home ports, have been sighted operating near Australia, raising concerns about their intentions. These vessels, sleek and formidable, cut through the waters with a sense of purpose that is hard to ignore. Their presence so far from Chinese shores is not just a routine patrol, it is a statement. A statement that has resonated loudly with both regional and global powers. The sight of these warships has prompted a flurry of activity among military analysts and government officials, all trying to decipher the message behind this bold move. These vessels, part of the People's Liberation Army Navy, represent a significant increase in Chinese naval activity in the region. The formation in which they travel, the precision of their maneuvers, and the advanced technology they showcase are all indicative of a navy that is not only expanding, but also evolving. The People's Liberation Army Navy, once considered a regional force, is now demonstrating capabilities that suggest a much broader strategic vision. This increase in activity is not just about presence, it's about power projection and influence. Their presence is a stark reminder of China's growing military power and its global ambitions. Each ship, with its advanced weaponry and state-of-the-art systems, is a floating testament to China's rapid military modernization. The imposing silhouettes of these warships against the horizon are a visual representation of a nation that is no longer content with regional dominance. China's ambitions are global, and its navy is the spearhead of this new era of Chinese assertiveness on the world stage. The appearance of these warships has sparked anxiety in Australia. For many Australians, the sight of foreign military vessels so close to their shores is unsettling. News reports and social media are abuzz with speculation and concern. The general public, who are used to seeing their country as a peaceful and secure island nation, are now faced with the reality of geopolitical tensions playing out in their backyard. This anxiety is not just about the immediate presence of the ships, but also about what it signifies for the future. The Australian Defence Force has been closely monitoring their movements, tracking their every turn. Using advanced radar and surveillance equipment, the ADF is keeping a vigilant eye on the Chinese warships. Every maneuver, every change in speed or direction is meticulously recorded and analyzed. The ADF's response is not just about immediate security, it's about understanding the broader strategic implications of China's actions. This level of scrutiny reflects the seriousness with which Australia is taking this development. These sightings have ignited a debate about China's strategic objectives in the region and the potential threat they pose to Australia's national security. In military strategy meetings and parliamentary debates, the question of how to respond to China's growing presence is a hot topic. Experts and officials are weighing the risks and benefits of various responses, from diplomatic engagement to military preparedness. The discussions are not just about immediate actions, but also about long-term strategies to ensure Australia's security and sovereignty in an increasingly complex and contested region. The presence of Chinese warships near Australia is more than a military maneuver. It's a catalyst for a broader conversation about the future of regional security and the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific. Greg Moriarty, the Secretary of Australia's Department of Defence, provided a sobering assessment of the situation. His words were measured, yet the gravity of his message was unmistakable. As he stood at the podium, the room fell silent, every ear attuned to the weight of his revelations. Speaking at a Senate estimates hearing, he revealed that the Chinese warships were not merely on a goodwill tour. These vessels, which had been seen patrolling near Australian waters, were not there for diplomatic niceties or routine exercises. Instead, they had a far more insidious purpose. They were actively engaged in intelligence gathering, collecting valuable data on Australian defence capabilities and infrastructure. The ships were equipped with sophisticated surveillance equipment, radar systems, and communication devices, all designed to intercept and analyze sensitive information. This was not a casual observation. It was a calculated effort to understand the strengths and weaknesses of Australia's defence systems. Moriarty's statement sent shockwaves through Australia's defence establishment. Military personnel and government officials alike were taken aback by the boldness of these actions. Meetings were convened, and urgent discussions took place as the implications of this intelligence gathering became clear. The realization that a foreign power was actively spying on their military capabilities was a wake-up call. It confirmed what many had suspected. China was using these naval deployments to gather information that could be used in a future conflict. The strategic positioning of the warships, their advanced technology, and the timing of their missions all pointed to a deliberate effort to prepare for potential hostilities. This was not just about gathering data, it was about rehearsing for conflict, understanding the lay of the land, and identifying vulnerabilities that could be exploited in the event of a confrontation. The revelation underscored the growing tensions in the region and the lengths to which nations would go to secure their interests. It was a stark reminder of the geopolitical chess game being played out on the world's oceans, where every move was calculated and every action had far-reaching consequences. The Australian government now faced the daunting task of bolstering its defenses, enhancing its surveillance capabilities, and ensuring that it was prepared for any eventuality. The stakes were high, and the need for vigilance had never been greater. Mike Pezzullo, the Secretary of Australia's Department of Home Affairs, issued a chilling warning. In a recent press conference, he addressed the growing concerns about regional security and the escalating tensions in the Asia-Pacific region. He stated that China's military activities were consistent with preparations for land strikes. These activities included large-scale military exercises, the mobilization of naval fleets, and the rigorous training of ground forces. Pezzullo's assessment, based on intelligence reports and analysis, painted a grim picture of China's intentions. Intelligence analysts have been closely monitoring China's military maneuvers and have compiled extensive reports that suggest a strategic shift in Beijing's military doctrine. Pezzullo's warning was particularly concerning because it suggested that China was not simply interested in maritime dominance. The intelligence indicated that China was expanding its military reach beyond the South China Sea, aiming to project power across the region and potentially beyond. Beijing was also developing the capability to strike targets on Australian soil. This development included the deployment of advanced missile systems, the construction of new military bases, and the transportation of sophisticated military hardware. The implications of these actions are profound, raising serious questions about regional stability and the future of international relations in the Asia-Pacific. In response to these developments, Australia has been ramping up its own military preparedness. Joint military exercises with allies, increased defense spending, and the modernization of its armed forces are all part of Australia's strategy to counter potential threats. Diplomatic efforts are also in full swing, with Australian officials engaging in high-level talks with international partners to address the growing security concerns. The goal is to build a coalition of like-minded nations to ensure peace and stability in the region. The public reaction to Pezzullo's warning has been mixed. While some support the government's proactive stance, others are concerned about the potential for escalating tensions and the risk of conflict. Social media has been abuzz with debates and discussions, reflecting the anxiety and uncertainty felt by many. The specter of conflict in the Asia-Pacific region is not new. Historical precedents remind us of the devastating consequences of war. Veterans and historians alike have been vocal about the need for caution and diplomacy to avoid repeating the mistakes of the past. Amidst the tension, there is a collective hope for peace. Communities across Australia and the region are calling for dialogue and understanding, emphasizing the importance of maintaining harmony and preventing conflict. The international community is watching closely. Global leaders are urging for restraint and the pursuit of diplomatic solutions. The United Nations and other international bodies are playing a crucial role in mediating discussions and fostering cooperation. As Mike Pezzullo continues to monitor the situation, his warning serves as a stark reminder of the complexities and challenges facing the region. The path forward will require careful navigation, strategic planning, and unwavering commitment to peace and security. In these uncertain times, the resilience and determination of the Australian people will be crucial. Together, they will face the challenges ahead, striving to secure a peaceful and prosperous future for generations to come. The Chinese warships were not just sailing around, they were actively testing their weapon systems. Live fire exercises, involving the firing of missiles and artillery, were conducted in international waters near Australia. These exercises were a clear demonstration of China's growing military might. The live-fire exercises were not just for show. They were an opportunity for the Chinese Navy to test its capabilities in a